You guys ready? Okay, let's do this. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so today what I want to do is share with you guys the importance of a buyer's consultation, presentation, whatever you guys want to call it. The importance is, number one, you want to establish credibility. You want to establish trust, especially right now, because buyers are hopping, from agent to agent, because their offers aren't getting accepted. They're frustrated, but the most important thing is communication. Without communication, you have nothing. So what I typically do is I will do either a Zoom, and in person, or even over the phone, just dependent upon the availability of the client, where they're located, where they're looking, just to be sure that they are even a fit for me. Is it someone I even want to waste my time on? Because a lot of times as soon as a buyer contacts us, we're like, okay, where do you want to meet? Oh, I'll just go meet you. And you don't know anything else other than you just want to get that sale done, which is great. We all want to get to the finish line, but the more you set it up for success, the more successful you'll be. So it's kind of like having that first date. You want to get to know who you're going to either go out with again, or you're going to leave before the check comes, right? So yeah. I just got a call. I have to go close my refrigerator door. I gotta go. So it's super important. I'm the type of agent, I don't take anything personal. I'm here to help whoever wants my help. If you don't want it, I'm okay with that. So I like to enjoy what I do. And so this is part of what I do. And the ones that are meant for you will appreciate it and will see the difference when they meet with you because of the time and effort you're putting into them. Most agents don't do any upfront work other than talk to a lender, get pre-approved, show me you can do this, and then I can do that. So there's a lot of questions most buyers have. So I'm going to share with you the actual presentation that I give. It's usually about a good 20 to 30 minutes, and it depends on the client, obviously, how many questions they have. So they're all different. So let me see, how do I go to the next slide? I do it for my iPad, but because I'm recording this, I wanted to do it from here.
Oh, you know why? Because you're there. You go.
How did I do that? Okay, so make sure I know. Okay, so the first thing is about me. It's important for you to even know why you're in the business and what you do. Okay, so a lot of times people have a hard time doing this because they don't know what to write, just be honest. So I just tell them, I'm based out of the Inland Empire. I'm married, I have 4 children. So in other words, I have life outside of this. I love being creative and I enjoy life. I started my real estate career in 1996. Yes, I was 4 years old, believe it or not. I own and operate RE/MAX Champions Ontario. I'm licensed to do mortgage loans, although I don't do them, but I am licensed. I'm a notary public, and I have a background in law and psychology. So that way they understand who I am and what I'm about. About my business, and then this just talks about me. My business is 90% referral based. I take pride in what I do every day to meet and exceed the expectations of my clients. I'm huge on technology. Being a mobile realtor is essential in today's market. I have amazing assistants. My services are 100% free to you. Remember, as a buyer, they are free to them. So that's important that they understand that, because I'm not even kidding you. A lot of times buyers will say, when do I pay you? And how much are you charging me? Is it negotiable? Maybe. And so what sets me apart is my marketing knowledge, my ability to communicate, my negotiation skills, my experience, and my industry reputation. So again, those are all things, you're just having a conversation with them. They're, if you're on Zoom, then you can be sharing your screen and displaying this. And I usually tell them, save your questions for the end. Just write everything down and we'll have a discussion at that point. Any of you guys know me and my business, I love my clients. Most of my clients become family to me. There's a lot of my clients who have became very close friends of mine, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. And so that's why I truly believe instead of paying for leads, I put my time, effort, and money into my clients. And it just, continues to come and come and come. And if you notice in the right corner right here, Josie, who's my newest agent, was a client of mine. And she'll tell you how I pushed her to write an offer the first day I met her, which she was not going to. She said, my husband told me I have to look at several homes before I make a decision. I'm like, okay, that's why he's not here. And then, the house that she wanted was not the one I wanted for her. And I explained to her why. And again, you're there to guide. And now if you ask her today, she loves her home, and it was one of the best decisions she made. So again, as a professional, that's what you are. You're not a tour guide. You're not an Uber driver. You're a professional. So these are my lovely assistants. So Tiffany and Virginia both help me in different aspects. And so just to help me, because I can't do it alone, there's no way. My, specialty is the service that I provide to my clients is, being there to give them everything that they need. And so I have, people in the background helping me with, doing my day-to-day business. Because again, as the agents, we don't realize that there's so much more than just showing a home. The business has to be ran in the background. So without them, I wouldn't be able to do it for sure. And for those of you that don't know, this is I used to have on here my bed bug and preferred lender. But he's actually great. He's great. And, not everybody can appreciate his honesty, his upfrontness. He won't overpromise you, but he delivers 100%. And I know that because, again, having that relationship with him, he didn't overpromise, he delivered. And that's just how he is in his business as well. He takes super pride in everything that he does. He's very detailed and, wants to make sure that everything is as accurate as possible. So again, I teach them who they are. So these are some of my buyer's agents that help me. And basically I, let them know that they could be working with one of my agents. And if they tell me up front, because I've had people who say, I don't want to work with anyone but you, Sonia, don't refer me out. And if that's the case, then I have no choice and I have to. But these agents do help me with some of my leads, which I do have another new agent here, Monique. And also Josie as well. So they are also agents that help me. And I can tell you that I don't know where Josie went, but okay, but I gave her a lead over the weekend because I was so busy, and I told her, here, I have this lead, and it was an internet lead, and she actually got him to write an offer. So I'm very proud of her. And she's like, I wrote this offer, please try to review it. I was like, I had no reception whatsoever. So it was really tough, but everybody, this is what makes me proud about where we work. The agents she reached out to, everybody helped her. And so that's awesome. So I really appreciate that. Josie. So getting into this, I let them know, what is your buying power and why is it important? It's not about what do you qualify for, because people get offended on how you word things. So it's what is your buying power? And then when you tell them that, they're like, wait, what do you mean? Like, what is that? What does that mean exactly? So I just let them know, the first step to your home shopping is speaking to a lender. They're going to review all your financials and go over all your loan options to be sure, so you can decide which loan is best for you. So again, you're not telling them, you're letting them know that they're going to decide, supposedly, right? But it's all about that. They want to know that they're not being told to do something. It's an option for them, and I let them know credit is typically ran to determine your eligibility, and your pre-approval is good for 90 days. The process can take a few days once everything's submitted. And then once it's completed, we're ready to start shopping. Finding the right home. So then I start getting into the discussion with them about finding the right home, understanding what they're looking for is what is my priority. So let's talk about what the features of your future home will be. Have you guys thought about that? What's negotiable? What's non-negotiable? What is it that you're looking for? So these are things that they have to decide, because sometimes you have clients where the husband and wife don't agree. The husband wants something, the wife wants something else, and that happens. So it's so important for them to realize what's negotiable, what is non-negotiable, because as an agent, we can only do whatever they tell us. So you don't want to be in the middle of that because you won't win, so you got to make sure that they are on the same page by, really having that discussion with them to ask them what is negotiable, what's non-negotiable. I also let them know that we sell brand new homes. If you don't have that conversation with them, what happens? They leave you. They were looking all day long. It was right there. They went without you and you're done. Done. After all that time. So it's so important. This is education up front. You're educating your clients. You're letting them know, because we are to blame, because again, we didn't have that conversation with our clients. So just let them know, like, it's important that you don't go alone to view new homes. I know it's easy. They're open all the time. You can go without me, but let me just tell you, they want you to do that. But what happens is once you do that, I won't be able to help you. And just tell them, and I let them know it's 140 plus pages in that contract. They do not go over anything with you. They e-sign it to you, especially right now with COVID. They e-sign it to you, sign it, good luck. So it's important for you to have that representation. Again, that costs you nothing. So, and then
they won't negotiate on your behalf because their interest is to the builder.
Exactly. So just definitely make sure you let them know that. And I always tell my agents that it's important when you are looking for homes, check the new builder homes, see what else is out there in that possible price range. And that way you can have that discussion with your clients too, and let them know, hey, you know what? There's also, this new builder, but the tax rate is this one has HOAs. You sound like you know what you're doing, which you should, right? Because by them calling you and saying, hey, I saw this, what about this? I don't know nothing about that. Let me go figure it out. So again, on the days where you don't have clients, where you don't have other things, to do, and we're like, oh, we don't have anything to do today, those are the days where you should be educating yourself, knowing your product, knowing your inventory of what's out there. Previewing homes. So then I let them know, I'm going to be sending them. I set up all my clients in the MLS, and I send them the homes. I set up the automated, emails, because I'm not going to be looking every day. And I let them know how to use it. I tell them, how to, mark either the heart, put it in the trash. Maybe you might like it. You can write notes in there. So once you start doing that, I'll take a look at what you like. And then we set up appointments based on that. So again, I'm just letting them know how they'll be receiving homes to be previewed. And then also just let them know that if they see a home, you can sell any home, because that's another question buyers have is, well, can you sell another home, by another company? So then I get into making the offer. So I just let them know, how many times aren't buyers told about a good faith deposit that they don't know, right? They go and then they're like, oh, your offer's been accepted. By the way, you have to give $5,000 because the agent just put an amount on there and didn't ask. And what happens is automatically what happens? They feel like, wait a minute, you didn't tell me that. Now what's going to keep coming up that you're not going to tell me? So again, it's important to let them know, any out of pocket expenses that are going to be needed. So I just kind of go over what we're going to be looking for on every offer and what to expect, the contingencies that are involved and why. Again, you're just giving them, just a little detailed information, and it makes it easier too. So when you do decide to send them the offer, there's not as many questions at that point. And then I talk about today's market. So in today's market, obviously there's multiple offers being submitted, over asking price offers, contingencies are being removed, rent backs are common. So what you must do, you must be patient, do not get attached. It is not personal. What is meant for you will be for you. And trust is number one. And when I say trust is number one that they have to trust me, because if they don't trust me, we'll never get anywhere. And I'd rather let it be, or I'd rather say, you know what, you don't trust me, then why don't you work with, someone else in my office who may be a better fit for you? Because sometimes personalities do clash. It does happen. So, or, sometimes I've had calls from, back in the day from a previous loan officer says, the buyer said they didn't like you. I was like, what? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I was like, okay, you know what? It is what it is. He said, that I wasn't, fast enough. I didn't want to write offers, which was a lie because I always have my iPad. So whatever. But so I ended up referring him to another agent in my office and they, ended up working out. So it happens and it's okay. Again, don't take it personal.
You just said that, maybe they didn't like it because you didn't write an offer. What would be your reason for not?
Exactly. There was no reason. It was just what he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay, gotcha.
No, I was ready to write the offer. I just think I was actually too fast for him. He
Oh, I
he
see.
wasn't a real man. Yeah.
Couldn't handle all that building.
And then I discussed the home inspection and the appraisal. And again, these are all important things because they want to know, well, I don't want to write an offer. What if something happens or what if this? So again, this is just to put them at ease. So when you're out looking for homes, it's easier. It's not defensive. It's just, I can't even stress to you the importance of just having these conversations, letting them know, well, who pays for the inspection, and what happens if I cancel or, and I let them know. So this just kind of tells them more or less what to expect, again, out of pocket expenses that they need to know of what's there. So I get into that. And then I talk about requests for repairs. Typically homes are sold as is, as written in the RPA. It says homes are sold as is, meaning they will not paint, carpet, or do anything cosmetic. If you see a hole in the wall and you wrote an offer and didn't put it in your offer, guess what? You're buying it with that hole in the wall. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of times agents fear their client and you shouldn't go in there like that. The more confident you are, the more prepared you are, the more success you'll have. So, and I just let them know once the report comes out and they're finding what, things that there's no way we would have known because obviously we don't go in the attic or, we don't test certain, systems. So then at that point we can decide if we want to ask for a credit, a price reduction or for them to repair it. So those are things. And also in the RPA, it does say that the seller, when they make any repairs, they're supposed to provide you with receipts, but I've seen counters where agents put no receipts will be provided on any repairs. So always, keep mind to that. There's a reason, they're going to have someone do it, maybe who's unlicensed or something. So, and the seller is not obligated to make any repairs and you're not obligated to proceed at that point either. So they have to make a decision at that point, outweigh it. Does it make sense? Does it not? And then disclosures and escrow instructions. So then I just let them know that during your escrow, you'll receive a variety of reports, title, natural hazard, termite, possibly others. It's important that you review them. You're going to receive disclosures from sellers advising if there was any repairs or anything not functioning in the home. You have the option to sign in person, online. Both ways we will guide you through them. So we just let them know what to expect, and you're setting up the expectations. So that way they don't feel, again, that they're in it alone. Signing loan documents. So during escrow, you're going to get a variety of e-docs from the lender that are time sensitive. So very important, you review and sign immediately. Please get any conditions to the lender as soon as possible, as your interest rate is locked for a certain period and extensions can be costly. Final documents are signed in person with the notary. So that just gives them that information. And then final walkthrough. So this is typically an exciting day. You are so close to home. So again, remember, you're on a call with your potential buyer. Imagine the emotions that they want to get to this point. Okay, so that they're like, oh my gosh, 5 to 7 days. Like they can already visualize everything happening. So again, you're creating that when when someone shares an emotion with you, it's building that trust. It's building, that relationship. So if any repairs were asked to be done, this is the time that we confirm that they were completed. You can take measurements and now imagine your new home, life in your new home. And then closing day. So this is obviously a great day. Once your loan funds and title records, we are officially done. You can get the keys this day or depending on the days we negotiated with the seller. Because remember, It could be 6 months from now, the way things are going. I know Elliot has one. They have until December to find a home. And if they don't find a home till December, then they still have 60 days to vacate. So yeah, it's out there. It's happening and it's out there. And so, and this is basically it. So any questions? So right now, this is the time where they'll start telling me like, okay, so where do I send my documents? How soon can I do this? And they're so excited. And at this point, I tell them, if you feel that we're a fit and you feel that, you want to be, work with us to help you find your home. And they're like, yeah, where do we get started? Because I can probably tell you, maybe, I don't even know, but I'm sure it's less than 15-20% that actually sit down and give a true, education, consultation, because anyone can Google anything. But like I said on our last class, why are you relying on Google to do that for you? Right? So it's important to sit with your clients or your potential clients, and then they're going to tell other people, like, because right now, just remember, again, it's like, you know how they say, I don't know the exact words, but they say that when you see something you like, all of a sudden you see it everywhere, or kind of the same thing. You're excited about, you're getting pre-approved at this point while you're working, and everybody now, all of a sudden, everybody that works with you is a professional, and they've been selling real estate for the last, years that Google's been around, right? And so they have so much experience, and so now they're putting doubt into your client. But if you've already educated them, she already told me about that. I know about that already. Like, I know that. Opposed to, why didn't she tell me that? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, did she tell you how much of this is going to be? No, she didn't tell me that. Oh, I wonder what else she didn't tell me, right? So that's why I say it's super important to educate your clients up front and make sure that they know, that you truly are there, and what's your best forms of communication. There's nothing wrong. You're not the only, because if you go on like top 10 questions to ask a realtor, I don't know if you guys have ever Googled that, but I had a client, well, he wasn't a client. His wife called and said, my husband, I can't convince him to buy a home. He will not buy a home. He says it's not a good investment. You lose money, you this, you that, or whatever. And I said, I need 10 minutes with the guy, give me 10. She's like, I'm trying. So she finally got him to come into the office. And I'll never forget, he had this piece of paper with questions, but I didn't see his questions, but I saw that, he had all these questions. But I told him, just hold all your questions, to the end of my presentation, and then we can go from there. So as it was ending, I saw him fold up his paper and he put it in his pocket. And so I said, do you have any questions? He goes, no, you answered them all. So I just really want you guys to Google that, just so you know, because everybody else is. And one of them was, why should I work with you? Why choose you over everybody else out there? So you have to be ready for those questions. And again, don't be offended. It's not personal. This is one of their biggest decisions that they're ever going to make. So it's important to, to show them that you guys are sincere, and that, you're here to honestly guide them, through the process. And you don't just want to guide them, you want to guide anyone else that they know. You want them to be excited about their, their whole, everything they're going through. And because, we had this, because there's always problems, right? In every transaction, and it's how you handle it, and that's why I say a lot of these transactions fall out, because sometimes the listing agents, in my opinion, overpromise the seller. So when it comes time to negotiate something, the seller's like, wait a minute, you told me I wasn't going to have to do this, I wasn't going to have to do that. And now it becomes an issue. Opposed to, again, we're the professionals. We need to, let them know the reality of it is, yes, it's a seller's market, but just because you got 15 offers, they're not all good offers, and the highest offer isn't the best offer. And they need to know why, because to them, it is the best offer. It's the most money, but it's, are they going to get that money? How likely are they going to get that money if they take that offer? So you can't be afraid of your client. It's, and like I said, this shows that you're showing up, and just like I do this, same thing with the listing, do the same thing, presentation. So that way they see what it is that you do on an everyday basis. You're just not, as a buyer's agent, opening up doors. that's a small portion of it. We have a huge responsibility, especially, with our avids and everything else. So I just really, like I said, if you guys want, I'll share a copy of this and you guys can, plug and play and make it your own. Add anything, make it in different languages.
I was thinking about that.
Mhm.
Absolutely, I'd like a copy, one of the best I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you.
Very
Thank you. Yeah.
Just if I haven't want anybody asking me.
No. This is my presentation. I just asked him to change the colors a little bit. So that's what he did. But he's like, wait, what? I'm not doing anyone's.
I've often been told that I give too much information to buyers, and maybe in some situations I can honestly say, well, maybe I over communicated something